live out here, and I'm just going to give you a couple pointers on how to improve your indirect reins and work them up towards being bridleless. So the first thing, I've got Monkey here, and I've got my reins in a California roll, and how you make a California roll by lifting the reins straight up, twisting them once, and then holding onto the X. And I want my reins long enough to where they can be casual, meaning they don't have contact on her mouth, but short, not so long that I would have to lift them to my head in order to get them to make contact. So they're medium length, and then I'm going to leave my hand down here in neutral with my rein on the mane. And if it helps you, you can even grab a little bit of mane in your hand just to help you measure whether your hand's staying in neutral or not. So just like the phases of turning, you're going to use your phase 1 up to phase 4 and respond and ask your horse to respond to the lightest cue possible. So the phases are eyes, belly button, leg, rein, or stick. And I've got my carrot stick here resting on my shoulder in neutral. I've got my reins even in a California roll, and if I need to, I'll have the inside rein just slightly shorter because I need to be able to tip that rein, or tip her nose. So I'm going to go eyes, belly button, leg, and then I could feel her front end wanting to move, and that's the part I need to stay still. So I'm going to lift straight up on the reins, and then when she stops, go back to neutral. Start over again. Eyes, belly button, leg, rein says don't go forward, and I put it back down as soon as possible. So I want the front end to stand still and the hindquarters to move. And now I didn't get a chance to follow through with my stick because she responded on phase 3, which is great. But let me show you how you would use your stick if you needed to. And a little bit more detail on the rein. When I'm lifting straight up, but I'm also fingernails up because that's indirect rein, right? So when I lift, it's fingernails up and straight up. So do it again. Eyes, belly button, leg, lift with the rein, follow through with the stick if I need to. Tap on those hindquarters with the stick. And then return back to neutral. So your reins are really there just to impede forward movement. Stop. Don't go forward. So that's indirect. Here's direct. I'm going to go to the left. So when I am doing direct rein, I want the front end to move and the hindquarters to stay still. So I just backed up a couple steps to shift the weight back to the hindquarters. So my weight really needs to stay back. I'm going to do the same phases. Eyes. Now instead of looking down here with my eyes, I'm looking up at the horizon, and that changes my body. So eyes, belly button, leg. Now my outside leg, my right leg goes on, up here by the girth, and then rein. And then stick if I need to. And then back to neutral as best as I possibly can. So my rein, in level 1 or level 2, your direct rein is like this. In level 3 and 4, it's like this. Okay, so the difference between this and just this. So you'll notice that I'm imagining I'm stabbing my neighbor with my pinky leading, my elbow straight, and looking over my shoulder. And I'll use the reins this time to say, stay back on your hindquarters. And then I'll come through with the stick if I need to. And if I really needed to use the stick, I would tag her shoulder because it's the feet that I need to move. It's getting the message to the feet and then rub to a stop. So when I can do that without having to use the reins much, she's doing it all off of my body, then I know it's time to try with just the next string. So let me try this side. I've got, again, the inside rein slightly shorter so that I can tip her nose that way because it's nose, neck, maybe the feet. Look up. For the most part, I really need to keep her neck straight. And when I put on my leg, it's heel down, toe out. Heel down, toe out. To prepare for using spurs someday. Okay, so when that's feeling like it's going good, then you'll use your neck string. And the neck string you treat just like the reins. You only lift it and use it when you need to impede forward movement. For the most part, you want to try to keep it down. So to do indirect rein, let's go through the same phases. Eyes, belly button, leg, rein. And you'll notice my hand, my fingernails are up. And I can kind of bounce that neck rein if I want to say don't go forward, or I can use my legs as a driving game. Now if your horse isn't used to responding to your leg with this kind of lightness, then you'll just need to sensitize your horse to your leg pressure. So if I put on this leg and she doesn't respond, I'm going to tap, tap, tap right by my leg in order to get more response out of that. So that's a little bit of indirect. Direct. Here's how it'll look with your neck string. It's just a slight difference between this, curling your hand like this, and doing it like this, straight out.
Can't see very good. Let's see your hand again.
Okay, see my hand again. So indirect rein, the hand curls up and your fingernails point up. As phase 3, after eyes, belly button, leg. And for direct rein, your hand goes straight out. And you lead with your pinky, with your knuckles up. So fingernails up for indirect, knuckles up for direct. A little bit of direct here for you. I really have to focus on keeping my weight back too. So I think back and then over. Come through with my stick to support if I do. And don't let her walk forward. Everything needs to be her thinking about keeping her weight back. She can't keep her weight back if she's walking forward. Look over this side. That I know is just a little bit of miscommunication, so I'll just wait. Remember that slow and right beats fast and wrong. If you try to build too much sensitivity, you're just going to cause your horse to want to escape you. So make a pattern out of that, doing it 4 to 7 days in a row or riding sessions in a row. And just see how light and how small of a phase you can accomplish the indirect direct reins. Keep it natural.